be here to join these wonderful festivities. I'd like to take this moment to acknowledge a couple of who without them we could not be here with today celebrating this momentous occasion. To the parents of the groom, Pi and Melissa. Without you, my daughter could not get the type of happiness and joy that your son brings into her life. Thank you for bringing him into this world and for raising him right. To be a caring and respectful soul, which I've gotten to witness and hear about on several occasions. For this, you deserve a round of applause, and I'd like to ask everybody to Cristina. This isn't for you. And probably not believable. But this is to your mother.
Wait, Daisy?
Record this, please.
This is going to be your video proof. What can I say to you that you haven't heard from me before in a positive manner?
Thank you.
Well, as much as it may shock you or anyone else here on this, I'm going to ask you to try this on for size. Simply put, I want to say thank you. Thank you for letting me be a part of our daughter's life. Thank you for being there for her and for correcting me when I was wrong on so many occasions. Thank you for correcting me in how we raised her and being patient with me even when we couldn't see eye to eye. Thank you for always being the voice of reason, and of course, thank you for not only being her mother, for being her friend, and quite possibly her best friend. It truly is a testament to how she became the woman she is today. And simply put again, thank you. And I put this in here earlier as a note to myself. Now I just need to know how much more I need to pay the videographer so there's no proof of this. Joe.
What? Me?
What can I say? You put up with a lot marrying into this family of ours. The swearing, the fighting, the late night temper tantrums, having to put your foot down no matter what light that puts you in. Yeah, dealing with me is no easy task.
Speaking the
But
truth.
you did it well, and then had the nerve to let me be able to count on you to help me raise these kids. Not an easy ask, but you jumped right into the deep end with me, and for that I thank you for being there for us and never shying away whether it was me or the kids. I love you.
Absolutely. Love you.
At this time, I'd like to take a moment to acknowledge the loved ones we've lost, who I wish could have been here today, who have played roles in these two's lives. Bryan's grandfather, Boone Neal. Thank you. And Grandma Kay. My grandmother, Candida, who had the opportunity to actually hold Cristina as a baby. And to my dear cousin Ingrid, who left us way too soon. For them, since they could not join us today, I'd like to ask for again another moment of silence. Thank you. Now on to my precious daughter. As I get older, and as many of my brothers, Oscar, Rick, Kevin, and even my cousin Leslie will attest to, I tend to forget a lot of my memories while growing up, usually because it's them trying to put me in a bad light, and anyone that knows me has had the privilege of getting to know me knows that I could never possibly be typecast into the five-star story of me in that light. There are stories of cushion castles that were destroyed by invading forces unbeknownst to me, and Monopoly play that they felt they were cheated on and just couldn't come to grips with their own bad play. But the list can go on, trust me. And for this, I apologize because it's not their day, so I'm not gonna get into it. But rest assured, as I've known for most of my life, they'll be at a table near you ready to tell you lots and lots of these fabrications of how I did them wrong.
Damn right, damn right.
The reason I bring up these memories is because there's one that I will never ever forget and is vivid to me today as the day that it occurred.
I know.
Of course, this was 29 years ago.
Almost 30. Almost 30.
It was the day my firstborn came to the world and the first time I held her, and will be just as vivid as that day until the day I can't tell this story anymore. It was the first of many times that I did something I never thought I would do as a man, and she was the cause of it on a number of occasions. Whether it was her first date, passing her driver's test, her first solo drive to work, and yes, I did follow you to work on several occasions, just to make sure you got there
She
okay.
wasn't there. She's always like,
Sure did.
Again, until you finally bust it. But then again, at graduation, because Lord knows we all worried whether you're going to make it there or not. But then again, when you called me to tell me you got the job as a 911 dispatcher, so proud.
yes!
So many proud. And just like I knew I would as I walked her down the aisle today, and just as I knew I would do again when we had our special dance.
Yes!
What she did to me was the most powerful thing that anyone has ever done to me that was make me give unsolicited tears of joy. Well, obviously when people see me doing this, it's a very unnatural thing. It may even be referred to as sobbing or ugly crying. Well, risking it all, I am going to actually tell the story the day you were born. It's a short story. I'm kidding. This is the bill. What else can I say? In any case, if she hasn't told you already, this is a tradition I do every year, which I tell her about the day she was born, and I go through different highlights throughout the day. And I tell this story every year to the point where she can actually tell the story to me now.
Oh, 29 years.
Yeah.
I've heard it.
But enough about you. Now on to the other, and maybe quite possibly the better half of the story. I met Bryan after 2 years they'd been together. And it was no fault of his own. I had already moved to Florida and a couple years beforehand, so I can remember how, when we actually finally got together, I can remember how respectful he was around my family and my daughter on our first meeting. Didn't know if he was trying to impress me or if this really was the product of what his parents raised him to be. Well, I had to trust this guy, and he felt like he was the genuine deal. After all, he had already met with several members of my family. Rick, Oscar, Kevin, Leslie, and gone through their scrutiny. And let me tell you, that's no easy task. The fact that they withstood the scrutiny, and it's no easy task, let me know that he was someone that was the right person to protect my firstborn and to keep her happy, but also be able to challenge her, and since we all know she can never be with someone that could be walked all over.
Yeah.
I never had the chance to meet him, or challenge, I should say, and I always felt like I missed out. So I schemed and prepared myself for that inevitable day when he would finally come knocking on my door. I was envisioning, if anybody can remember, a Bad Boys scene when the first one was coming to get picked up on their date. Because that was going to be me. Well, unfortunately, that date never came. If you can believe it. Let's blame COVID. Let's blame the fact that I was 2,000 miles away. We'll cut him some slack. But then he went and did something else. He texted me. Not even a FaceTime. Not a video chat, a text. And not the actual question. Just, when you have some time, can you call me? I have something to ask you.
That sounds like being courteous.
I was very nervous.
You don't even call me.
Well, obviously, it took the surprise portion off of me and put the pressure back on him. I texted him back and said, sure, but I made him wait. So I finally called back, and after cordial hellos and how's it going, he finally gets around to asking. He proposes his love for my daughter and how she makes him the happiest man ever, and how he wants to spend the rest of his life making her happy. All the things you want to hear from the man that's about to ask for your daughter's hand in marriage. He said all the right things, he's checked all the boxes. And then he finally asked me, I'd like your permission to ask your daughter for her hand. Awkward silence. Intentionally, of course. He says, well, what do you think? I say, well, to be honest, I think she can do better.
You didn't say that.
Oh, yeah, I did. Awkward silence. I'm thinking, I got him. He's like, well, I'd still like to ask. So I can't let it end there. So then I responded, well, you seem like a good guy. You seem to make her happy. And I don't see any other suitors waiting in the wings. So yeah, you'll do. At this point, I think he knows I'm just messing with him, because then we got to talking about the when, the where, and the how. And I asked him if I could have one small favor, and he was like, sure. And I was like, since there was going to be other family there, in a manner of speaking, could I also be there? You know, video messenger, FaceTime, something of that sort. And he was like, yeah, I'll make that happen. I mean, I just ran this guy through the ringer. And he still appreciated how in some small way I wanted to be there. And he said he would accommodate me when he really should have probably told me to go. Let's keep it clean. So let me tell you something, I could not tell you that. She may have said yes, but son, and I can call you that now. I also chose you. So folks, I think I've taken up enough of your time, so I'd like to ask you all to raise these glasses to the sky and wish for these two all the happiness, joy, and love in the world as they move on to the next chapter in their lives. To Mr. and Mrs. Cristina Sundara, health, prosperity, and hopefully some kids in the near future.
Mr. and Mrs.